Now we've got the data from Access My India as well. The caste-wise Bihar vote share is now with NDTV. Let's quickly put out what the latest data of Access My India is. The caste-wise vote share is now with NDTV, and this is the data that we are putting out here. Let me quickly give you the numbers of what the breakup is. Okay. Here is what we know. SC 49%, EBC 58%, OBC 63%, General 65%. All of these are numbers that I'm reading out for the NDA. Here it is. Here, this is the first big breaking on NDTV, and this is going to be massive. If this actually bears out on the ground, it's going to be massive, because 58% of the ABC votes and 63% of the OBC votes. Prabhakar, this is what we are, and let's quickly get reacted, because this is a massive social coalition that the NDA will have managed to put together, which means that barring the Yadavs, almost all the OBCs are going with the NDA. Large chunk of EBCs are going with the NDA. Large chunk of scheduled tribes, which is not very big to be fair in Bihar, but a large chunk of Dalits also going with the NDA. Ashok Malik, if this model, this kind of cocktail as it were, the NDA manages to put together in other states, it's going to be unbeatable. You've got backwards, tribals, OBCs and forwards. Everyone voting here for the NDA in Bihar according to these numbers.
Look, yes and no, but if you compare this to, let's say, Uttar Pradesh, there is some difference. One, unlike the Samajwadi Party, which has occasionally broken away from Muslim Yadav to get other groups, the EBCs in the last Lok Sabha election, Kurmis and so on, Tejasvi Yadav and the RJD have struggled to move beyond Muslim Yadav. They have struggled to get, they need one more big community to come in to become competitive in Bihar, especially in assembly elections. They have just not managed that. They have been stuck. They've got very strong Muslim Yadav support, but nothing beyond that. And the fear of Yadav Raj or Yadav consolidation in government has caused the rest of the OBC, EBC communities to come behind Nitish. In this election, the fact that Chirag Paswan and the Lok Janshakti Party have also come together with the NDA has helped. Because if you remember the 2020 election, where Nitish underperformed by his standards, in 25 seats, if I'm not mistaken, the LJP and Chirag Paswan made a dent in the JDU camp. This time they are together, so it has been possible for the BJP, the JDU and the LJP to stitch together, the NDA to stitch together a grand coalition, which is almost everybody apart from Muslims and Yadavs. I would say this is a unique feature of Bihar. I'll tell you why. Because the degree of Muslim Yadav consolidation in Bihar is unusual. You don't see this even in UP, I would argue.
And this, in a sense, will also answer your question, Tehseen, because these kind of numbers will be impossible if at least some women who are Yadav, some women who are Muslims are also not considering, also not going with the NDA.
But there is one thing, in the Axis poll, Yadav 90% have voted for the MGP. So the question that comes here is two. I told Rahul this yesterday, and this is my belief. Lalu Prasad Yadav ji is Tejaswi's greatest strength. Lalu ji is also Tejaswi's greatest weakness. Because the 34% is what Tejaswi is getting. He gets that, the Yadav Muslim combination, but as Ashok said, struggles to go beyond that. Now, that's why the alliance with the Congress, hoping some amount of SC votes, some amount of another EBC vote,
very few,
and some amount of forward votes.
The Congress ideally should be getting most of the SC votes for the Mahagathbandhan. But they haven't managed to do that. Just 29% of SC votes going for the Mahagathbandhan should really worry the Congress more than the RJD.
That's true. The Congress's traditional vote bank was the SC, the Muslims and the forward caste. Now the Congress falling back on both the forward and the SC, and the Muslims going with the Yadav Muslim combination of Tejaswi Congress, the Congress hasn't performed in this alliance. So Tejaswi's delivered is 33-34% along with the Muslims. What the Congress hasn't got is the heft of the Dalit votes that came in the Lok Sabha elections and the other forward caste votes. That's
and some real smart ticket distribution could have also worked, especially in these figures. Sanjeev ji, 58% EBC. The largest number of tickets to the EBC, you're smiling, but isn't the largest number of tickets to the EBCs given by the NDA? And again, this community is also thinking that at the end of the day, the largest number of tickets given by the Mahagathbandhan and the RJD in particular has been to the Yadavs.
So, actually, Tejasvi faltered there. He should have just picked up from Akhilesh Yadav's playbook and given a majority of his tickets to non-Yadavs, non-Muslims, in the hope and in the confidence that they will in any case vote for him, and he has to spread his umbrella, which he failed to do. The other interesting factor which is coming out in this data, if this is true, is the 11% Muslim vote to the others. If that is concentrated in the areas of Simanchal and combine it with 79% Muslim vote vis-a-vis 90% Yadav vote for the Mahagathbandhan, again on the Muslim vote getting divided, this is not particularly good news for Mahagathbandhan.
No, but it's hardly getting divided.
No,
79% of the Muslim vote is going to the Mahagathbandhan.
79, but others are getting 11%. So if Owaisi, if his vote is concentrated in Kishanganj-like areas, it will not be very good.
So you are saying that if the 11%
So-
is OAC in Kishanganj,
No,
those
I am
seats
not
won't
saying
convert so much.
11%. I am just saying because this is the overall state. So in Kishanganj,
It's
it could
limited
be
to
higher.
Simachal.
If it is limited to Simanchal,
Then OAC's got some seats.
See, because otherwise MY vote is 85%. 90 and 79, the average is 85%. But
You know, I could be mistaken, but if memory serves me right, Shubhrasta, the amount of vote, or rather the percentage Muslim vote that is going to the Mahagathbandhan, if we compare it to the actual Muslim vote that the Mahagathbandhan had got in 2020, this time it shows a rise. So there seems to be a bit of consolidation in favor of the Mahagathbandhan. Now, we don't know whether this is for the Congress or the RJD, which particular seats, but there seems to be a consolidation in comparison to last time.
Yes, I agree with you. And I would also like to add that we must remember what Ajit sir said in one of the other conversations, that after SIR, the denominator has reduced, which is why the numerator would look better in terms of voting percentage. We should account for that as well. 30 to 40 lakh voters are not there anymore. So that also changes the whole conversation around voting percentage. We should keep this in mind as well. And I agree with you. I agree with whatever you said.